Hello and welcome to the Ghostbillies podcast, where we do sketch comedy. It's a parody of ghost hunting. We also do a series called Ghostbilly and the Guide, which I have separated, has its own playlist. Don't forget to check out our vlog. We do behind the scenes. We meander around our local communities, and we just go on little cool adventures that we like to share with you guys. But here on the Ghostbillies podcast is where you can get all the info and topics and discussions of certain interests. You can leave us a comment, tell us what you'd like us to discuss. We'll try and throw it in there. But yeah, I'm not going to tell you to like, share, and subscribe this because I don't like telling people what to do. So without further ado,
If I were to die and become a ghost, I'd want to be a ghost spirit. Ha, 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 ha.
hey, I'm your ghost, Jeremiah.
I'm your ghost, Andrea.
And this is the Ghostbillies podcast, where we discuss current events, paranormal events, psychology, conspiracy theories, whatever we like, because we have ADHD.
Hope you can keep up.
Yeah.
So the topic of the whole entire weekend has been TikTok shutting down. Everybody's going off about this. Everybody's going on about it. Like, I just don't understand.
Pandemonium.
Yeah. The teenagers all over the United States think they're dying. I do understand that it's a lucrative source of income for a lot of people. And I get that they're upset, if it shuts down. But the teenagers, man. I do, I'm around a lot of teenage girls, and they thought they were going to die. Like, they were like, we don't like Insta. And that one girl's like, I'm not supposed to be on Insta. But she has Snapchat. I don't understand that because,
That was created by pedophiles.
You tell me. But we're back, baby. We're back. All 4,000 followers,
Oh, Trump Daddy.
4,103 followers.
Oh, Trump Daddy came and saved the day
Mm-hmm.
and restored everyone's addiction. And do you think they're going to look at him with any sort of grace or...
No. They're going to figure out some way to turn it around and be like, he wasn't really the one that did it. Or they're going to try to be like, he's just trying to hurt the United States by bringing TikTok back, even though they were the ones whining about TikTok being gone.
Well, what if he started handing out abortions left and right like Oprah handed out cars? You get a jar. You get a jar. What's in the jar? It's a clump of cells.
And there we go, crossing yet another line. So let's move on.
Welcome to the Ghostbillies podcast. Yeah, I mean, I saw two adults cry. Two adults, and I felt for them. It's their source of income, but it was 12 hours. Come on. Like, give it a little time to pan itself out. But, I mean, good grief. It was something to see. Anyway, I would like to get to the funny because we got a couple of clips that we got to see here. Pull this up here. There we go. Hope you can see that well. We're going to watch a couple of guys from across the pond. They call themselves Ghost Theory. That's their ghost hunting name. And what these guys do, they lock themselves into abandoned places overnight. And as you can see, it doesn't look very abandoned. I mean, who leaves all this stuff in a house? It looks like someone still lives there. Plus, what's the key thing that you notice here?
They have electricity. There's
yes, exactly. There's electricity. There's everything basically still in the house, fully furnished. Even got a little walker there, some elderly.
It's not even dusty.
Right. But they're like, it's abandoned. And for some reason, it's haunted. But this part right here, you still have what?
There's very clean glow. Very clean ghost.
Yeah. Oh, another interesting thing that I saw, I think it was today, why are ghosts always in clothes? Like, why don't they ever appear in the nude? It's kind of like that Sixth Sense thing, that movie where they die and they're just a ghost forever in what they died in. But anyway, so these guys, they think they hear something coming from the living room, and they want to go to night vision, so they turn their little night vision things on, and
it's just really funny.
It's just really funny what happened. my god, that's my favorite. So the guy is like, "Want to go to night vision?" And he's like, "Yeah, let's do it." So they go to night vision. He just, without thinking, immediately flips on the light, blinds them. Love it. He's like, "Fuck." We got another one here. This one comes to you by Paranormal Quest.
Notice the titles are the same.
Yeah, it's always "We left cameras alone" in all caps in a haunted whatever.
No cameras are alone. There are people everywhere.
It just shows you like the brute force that YouTube instills in people. They're like, you have to have the similar title, or else the algorithm is just gonna surpass you, which is what happens to us because we do not conform. Anyway, they're in this place in Jonesville, Kentucky. Yeah, it says it there at the bottom. They're in Jonesville, some building apparently that has been rebuilt numerous times, and this is why.
In this century, then became Jonesville. There was a few fires. 1894, there was a fire. 1910 was a fire. 1931, the school burned. And this school was built and opened in 1939. 1936 was also another fire in this town, which it burnt most of everything, like Star Mercantile, the pharmacy, 2 residents. I mean, I have a lot of history where it burnt.
So,
It is for people who have
what are these
mental
people
challenges.
doing in this little community, setting on these fires?
Like, is their electric system bad? Like, what's going on?
Is there just arsonists that live there?
Which they might have had electricity back in the 1800s. I mean, gosh.
I mean, what? Why are people setting on these fires and they just don't have a fire department?
It is a very small town.
True, but I just thought that was great. Like, what is there just a bunch of arsonists that live in the town and they have no fire department?
The ghost is a pyro.
They have a pyro ghost. They're just playing with matches all the time. It's outrageous. I love it. There was a third one. Or wait, no, I think it's the same video. I got the time marker here.
Oh, yeah, it's at 1331.
1331. This is close enough.
They would hang out here, but there's been multiple deaths here. I know of at least 4 deaths. One guy here, one guy there, and a couple somewhere else in here. And then this is my spoken area.
So she says there 4 people died here that she knows of. One here, one there, a couple over there somewhere.
She doesn't even care.
Just not as important as the 2 deaths that she recalls. I love it. She's just like, yep, people died here. Don't really know where.
You know, like somewhere around over here.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Don't know how they died, but I know they died. And I love when people go into places just because it's abandoned and they're like, it's haunted. I'm like, why is it haunted? I've even asked them on YouTube Live, like, why is this place haunted? And they're like, I have no idea. I'm like, oh, okay. And people are just donating money. They're like, hey, man, great content. Here's $10. I'm like, what the F, man? Send me some money. I'll go into some strange abandoned building. I do it all the time.
I know. And not once have we gone into an abandoned building where there's just randomly still electricity hooked up. Not once.
No, not a single chance. We have gone into plenty of places that are just absolutely gross. They look like they would be haunted, but I mean, a lot of these places, they just have no history. Like, there's no way of getting the history of these places to know whether or not they're haunted. Maybe if we go to the public library, we could find out about some old properties.
Maybe.
And
And like the archives.
And maybe if we go to the public library, we could actually find a ghost, because apparently public libraries are haunted. In every movie
All
ever.
public libraries are haunted.
Always. Don't know
It's like when they build them, they're like, don't forget to insert the ghost.
why is that anyway? How come no one questions that? How come no one's like, wait, why is that library haunted? Like in Ghostbusters, it's just always the case.
There's like 7 libraries in Pike County. We should go visit all of them and be like, excuse me, could you tell me where your ghost is? We can't find it.
We should do a documentary on why libraries are haunted. It's just like,
Ghosts just are like, if I'm going to have to live for eternity, I might as well be smart.
Maybe they just end up at the public library because they're like, "Am I dead? I need to research this. Like, figure out what's going on.
What does it feel like to be dead?
Am I experiencing any of these
Because apparently
symptoms?"
they can use books, but not the internet.
They just keep going up to people and keep getting ignored, and they're like, "Am I dead? Like, what is going on?" Or just imagine, like, in the case of where you're dead and you can see people that are alive, but you think they're ghosts. That'd be terrifying. It's like, man, there's somebody in my house, but the parallels are just conflicting. Maybe that's what's going on.
Maybe we're all the dead ones.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how Ghostbillies started. I would just come home and watch ghost hunting videos and laugh because I couldn't believe that people weren't making fun of ghost hunting. You know, how they do a parody of everything
Yeah.
else. No, I was like, there's gold here. Like, if someone did a comedy version of ghost hunting. So that's when I started contacting people, guys that I knew, and none of them were interested, and you were the only one
The
that,
only one that you didn't ask to do.
yeah, I
And I
didn't
was
even
just like,
ask
hey,
you.
do you want me to help you? Nobody else is.
Yeah, I was like, great. So we started doing that. We made it happen. Started as friends, just filming like just the most random, goofiest stuff. And then one thing led to another. Everybody loves a good romance, so here we are. And I don't know if we're gonna see a romance in Ghost Billy and the Guy.
They naturally have not tension there, but it's like a connection. You just see that they already naturally have a connection. So it could go either way. Like, honestly. Guess you'll have to watch to find out.